He is one of the world's most renowned perfume designers. Over the past few decades, Theirry Wasser has been using his unique talent of finding the perfect combination of scents to create some of the world's iconic fragrances. He is the exclusive master perfumer at Guerlain, and he's in our studio this morning. The first thing I asked you when you walked in is, what are you wearing? It smells fantastic.
Well, it's a fragrance from our house, which has been created in 1965. And from the age of 13, I wear that fragrance. And people know me through that scent.
I want to ask you about that in a moment, but first of all, I want to ask you about being the top perfumer in the world. What does that mean? Does it mean that your olfactory senses are more developed than other people's? What does it mean that you are the top?
Well, you say that. I don't feel like I'm the top perfumer in the world, so I just behave normally like every other professional. But I have a sense which has been developed about the senses. But my nose is like yours. We can smell everything we wish. It's a matter of memory and be interested in the scent itself.
But I may smell something and know whether I like it or don't like it. You can scent something and then know how much of each thing to put into a perfume to turn it into, an iconic brand.
Fine. A painter does the same. He has to master his art. And I've been doing this trade for 40 years. So I start being good now.
How did you start in the industry?
By chance. I had no idea that the fragrance I wear today as a teenager was made by a perfumer. People don't understand what this trade is about. A perfumer is like a mysterious man in a lab, maybe like a crazy professor. But I was interested in it. I wrote to a company who was designing fragrances, and they hired me for a school.
You obviously have taken that interest, that passion, and that love to where you are today. You are the first non-member of the Guerlain family to take over this role.
Right. Well, sometimes the in-laws are much more tough on the family values than the family members themselves. And you learn those values, you make them your own values, and you carry on.
A lot of us associate, scent's powerful, right? The sense of smell is very powerful, and people associate a certain scent with certain people. How important is it that someone has a signature scent? And what's your advice for people if they don't have one?
Well, I like this idea. It's kind of romantic to have your own scent. And even when you're not in a room, people would say, he or she was here. I think it's pretty cool. But today, people like to have several different fragrances according to their mood. And why not? If you look outside and you say, well, today I feel like this, go for it. Why do you wear a fragrance? Just for you, for your own happiness. So just be happy and do whatever you like.
You have a new fragrance coming out. Tell us about that one.
It's called Guerlain. And this fragrance has been designed for the celebration of the 190th anniversary of the house. And it is a tribute to women, because for 190 years, if we still survive, it's thanks to the women who follow that beauty house for so long. So this tribute to women has been designed as an eau de parfum, an eau de parfum floral, in collaboration with Angelina Jolie.
I see that. Why was she the right woman for the scent?
If you pay tribute to women, you think about Angelina Jolie. Isn't she the most amazing human being who's engaged for different causes and be present to help the sisterhood of women around the world? So of course, the choice was great for us, but we were very thankful that she accepted partnering with us.
The House of Guerlain is 190 years old, you said, this year. I'm curious to know, how have scents changed over the decades? What are some of the trends that you're seeing now?
Well, the trends are very much into gourmand fragrances because it's a little regressive. It reminds you of the childhood to have like caramel notes or sweet notes. But the oldest fragrance I do manufacture for the brand is from 1853.
Wow.
So you have to source the right amount and the right quality of products for those vintage fragrances. So trends I cannot talk about trends indefinitely. I just say Guerlain made the trends.
They set the standard.
Kind of. It's a little immodest, but it is nevertheless true.
Wonderful to have you here. Thanks so much for coming on Your Morning.
Thank you for having me.